Hey there, folks. It's Javier Blog 208 coming to you live. Welcome to our first episode of today's discussion. Yes, that's going to be the name of my new series. Today, we're going to be discussing the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, and I know today is a pretty big day for it because this is going to be my first of many discussions. I just had my Mexican hot chocolate. It was so good. My first of many discussions. I'm going to be going live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Broadcasting at 10 p.m. every night Eastern Standard Time. So without further ado, let's begin the discussion. So in regards to the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, today was a big day. He was acquitted from all charges. Many on the right are celebrating. So without further ado, let's go into it. So as quoted by David Pacman, #DavidPacman, about the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, he comes out believing that, in a sense, this is going to be a win-win for many Republicans and for those on the right. David Pacman quotes that if Kyle Rittenhouse is acquitted, he will be viewed as a hero by those on the right. If he is convicted, he will be viewed as a martyr for those on the right. They will view him as a hero if acquitted because, according to the majority of those on the right, as with many Republicans, that he took a stand and defended himself and his community from the angry protesters, aka the rioters, which I will call them. They will view him as a martyr if convicted because they'll always believe, so if he's convicted, they'll view him as a martyr because they'll always believe that no matter what the judge says, the Kyle Rittenhouse sentence is unjust because he took a stand defending his community, aka self-defense. Understanding the polarizing issue behind this particular trial, as well as both sides of the argument just in general, it seems to be more than obviously clear that the views on this trial are based on a highly partisan divide. The viewpoint of this trial for many of those on the left wing comes down to one basic thing. When he fired, people were killed, period. And when 2 were killed, 1 person was injured. Many on the left wing also do believe that he held racist and or white supremacist tendencies. Many on the left wing do believe that when he broke down into tears, that those tears were just crocodile tears, as seen on The View. I don't watch The View really. I just tune in just to see what they're saying. They're funny. They really are. Okay, many on the left wing do believe that when he broke down into tears, that those tears were just crocodile tears, to make people feel sorry for him and that they were not actually sincere. In my opinion, though I understand both sides of this, many of the viewpoints of this highly controversial trial can be justified on both ends. For one thing, as we know, that in the past several years to almost the last decade now, there have been many mass shootings happening across our country. In adding to that, there has been a significant rise in many race-based attacks. The attack in Atlanta, for example, Dylan Roof, for example, etc., etc. Updating today, November 19th, 2021, Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted of all charges. In my personal view on the matter, we can debate the argument of self-defense. We can debate the argument of whether, as a 17-year-old teenager, that he made the choice to get involved in the conflict and take matters into his own hands, to confront the rioters, and yes, they were rioters. We can debate that he went into this battle because he wanted to be seen as a hero and a tough guy. We can debate and make the case that these were not race-based attacks. However, we cannot prove one way or another what his personal tendencies are. We can debate, though we cannot prove whether or not there were race-based tendencies that he carried with him that many believe were contributing factors to this assault. And again, it was an assault. I do not know. It's not for me to say. Though the reality is, after these shootings, we have seen in the past year, after all the shootings we have seen in the past many years, and the loss and the deaths that resulted in all these shootings, it is hard to see this just being let off the hook via acquittal, which is what happened. So in conclusion, here are the facts. Kyle Rittenhouse was a kid, 17-year-old kid, I believe. He tried to make himself out as a hero by confronting the rioters to defend his community. In doing so, he used an AR-15 assault rifle, of all weapons, an AR-15 assault weapon. There was a knowledge of the fact that yes, he indeed killed 2 people and injured a third. His mother, Kyle Rittenhouse's mother, openly went on an interview with Fox News saying he would do it all over again.
Have you and your son discussed whether or not if he had to do it over again, he would go into a situation like that?
With Kyle, I know him, and he probably would do it again because that's the type of person he is.
So as you just saw there, his mother does not even say, I would encourage him not to do something like that again. Not even, as David Pakman quotes, I would encourage him not to go. In other words, no remorse from the mother. At least the mother, we can debate on whether Kyle Rittenhouse himself had remorse because he was literally crying. We can debate on whether Kyle Rittenhouse himself had remorse because he was on there crying, as you saw in the trial. Now that he is acquitted, I will nobly ask the question, will this create an open door for others like him to do what he did? Already many on the right are upholding him as a hero, and I see it. I personally believe that he should have been convicted, but that he should have gone a reduced sentence. That's my personal view. In a time period when mass shootings are happening way too often, the race-based attacks have been increasing over the past couple of years. Because of this acquittal, a door has been flung open for things like this to take place in the future under the circumstances of self-defense. Let me know your thoughts on this. Thank you so much for tuning in. I've got a lot more content for you guys coming up, and so this is my first episode of today's discussion. Let me know your thoughts, like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next episode on Monday. We're going live. We're streaming every Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys soon.